I'ma have to bust it. I'ma have to bust it. Bust it. I'ma have to bust it. I'ma have to bust it. I'ma have to bust it. Bust it, bust it, bust it. I'ma have to bust it. Bust it, bust it, bust it. I'ma have to bust it. Bust it, bust it. I'ma have to bust it. Bust it, bust it. I'ma have to bust it. I'ma have to bust it.
Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and our non-binary friends. Welcome to the last day of the regular season for the Friend or Foe series Helios League. The Helios quarterfinals will actually be kicking off October 14th, so everyone's going to get a little bit of a break. I am joined on the caster's desk today by Projectals from Terracotta Gaming. This is your first time casting with us, so give us a really quick introduction for you, real fast.
All right. Yeah. So my name's Projectals. I go by Projecty to all my friends. I've been coaching for roughly about a year now. I've won UML. I've casted UCL, and I've also coached a UCL to. I've coached a team to UCL finals. So.
That's definitely one bit of a pedigree. So I'm pretty sure you had a pretty good plan going in against Steel Team Chris, didn't you?
Yeah, so I was actually pretty surprised about the Alawi first pick. I guess they've played a lot of Alawi, but they're just confident in the first pick. So, as you see the draft kind of lay out, the entire draft is just to neutralize their their chances of winning and how they want to play the game, which is very, 1-4 focus. The Alawi's in the side lanes, so the next pick is going to kind of solidify the entire idea of the draft. Just allowing the Alawi to do what you want, because the rest of the map will be the focus. The dragons, the dragon soul, stuff like that.
Yeah, obviously taking the Shen, giving yourself a lot of map pressure, playing things safe, able to jump across the map as needed if those team fights start breaking out. Was there anything in particular? It looks like you just completely banned out I am soloing, which is something that we were talking about on the league the other day, where they seem to have a relatively limited champ pool. So if it is kind of like, it's tough wasting 3 or using 3 bans on them, but it kind of eliminates just one player almost right off the bat.
The way that I see it is you use 3 bans for one player and they first pick Alawi, so it's completely justified. they also blind their ADC and their support both. And like the way that I see the draft going is they blinded their top lane, which gave us a top lane counter pick, like quote unquote. I don't think Shen like 100% beats Alawi in lane, but it's incredibly hard for Alawi to roam because normally in solo queue you see her take Ignite, you see her take Ghost, and you just see her split push, build Hull Breakers like that. But in coordinated team play against a Shen, you can't do that because Shen will just get so much value. You'll get Dragon Soul, which means that the rest of the team comp around Alawi now needs to be hyper focused at engage, which is why you see the Rakan. But the problem now is you blind your bot lane, right? So now you blind Tristan and Rakan, which are both dash champions, and we have a Thresh one trick on our team. So there's the Thresh.
Yeah, I mean, Antunes on a Thresh is pretty darn scary. We've seen him do absolutely fantastic. I think the only one who I think that I would say kind of holds a candle to him might be like Why You Know Doctor, just in terms of Thresh mechanics. But overall, I think Antunes is probably the better support, especially once he started doing those roams in his previous game. I believe it was against INT.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks of scrims and VOD reviews and practices have been dedicated to getting better roam timers, been getting to, our ADC is very stable, very, it's very easy to just leave him bot lane, let him do what he wants, and play on the rest of the map. So that's why you've seen him roam way more, focus on Rift Heralds, maybe give up the first dragon for it, just like that.
All right. Well, I'm honestly just the way this draft is shaping up, I definitely think that Terracotta's got kind of like the more, how would you say, staunch draft going on their side. Just it seems like it's a little bit harder to break through, so it's going to be really tough for SEAL Team Chris, although they are picking up that set. Might be able to. Do you think that set was picked as a flex pick and the Alawi is definitely going top?
I think it's, from what I see, it's 100% set mid. I don't see set jungle being a thing because I don't think that you pick Diana into Syndra mid. Because it's such a hard matchup for Diana to play. Right. So I think it's set into Syndra. Some pros like it, some pros don't. I think that it's kind of an equal matchup, but Syndra has more one-shot pressure. I don't think set will ever be able to get on Syndra. I do think Alawi is 100% going top. I don't think that's a question. I think the top laner is an Alawi one trick. I just don't see it going into anybody else's hands besides him.
Yeah, it's like you let you ban out the mid laner, and then you just let the one trick pick his one trick, and you just know how to counter. That's not a bad plan. I like it a lot. So let's go ahead and hop onto this Rift Deck, see how things are going. So this game is actually really important for Terracotta, because if they were to lose this and Rex were to win their game, it would basically result in a head-to-head for playoffs.
Yes. This match is like Ultra just pick the best champions, Ultra try hard. I told them in 2 invade, so this is not about getting a kill. This is simply about getting vision for the Diana, making sure that we know where she starts.
So I guess in that case, you'll have to kind of give me your inside critiques of your team and kind of be like, okay, I'm taking notes on this so that I can kind of talk to them about this later.
Oh yeah. As you see, the Thresh got the ward on the Raptors, so if Diana decides to go do them or skip them, we'll know. The ward placement is fine. It's nothing like super critical about it. The bot try ward is also not something I would recommend, but again, they should know where Diana starts just based on this. They know that she's not going to be bot side because she hasn't starting Raptors or Red, so they know that she's going to be top side, as well as a very simple trick. You know the Shen can call out the Alawi, right? So he knows where the tentacles are spawning. So you know that she's not sitting in top lane. You know that she's not sitting in the river, which means that she is leashing. So this should be a pretty easy call.
It's funny how Alawi and Aurelion Sol will both kind of give away their positions just by hiding in a bush.
I love that meme of the really overweight guy sitting behind a tree. That's the asshole inside of a bush. That is that's so funny.
Oh my god, it's the best. It's just it's absolutely hilarious.
Like, you don't see me.
Yeah, see, this right here is exactly how I expected this set matchup to go, because you're absolutely right. With Syndra just having so much more pressure with dropping those balls and just knocking them back into set, I think that it's going to be really, really tough for him.
Yeah, I'm confused on the way this game is playing out as you see the top lane trade. this is actually feeding into everything we wanted to do. I don't know why Diana started topside, because it feels like she wants to match the Udyr in the early game.
Mm-hmm.
The game plan in this game going in was, gank the Shen early. You see pros do it all the time. You gank him 2 to 3 times before he hits 6. That way he has pressure advantage, and that way his ultis are even just more oppressive, right? Because the Illaoi, if she can't step up against the Shen, that means she can't get plates if Shen leaves, right? So that's the biggest problem.
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure what Soloing's plan was right there. He is going in. He does manage to pick off a stun right there, getting a decent amount of damage, but that's going to be the W pop off. There's no need for any summoner spells to get dropped, though.
And this is actually super beneficial for Syndra, because Syndra actually has TP. So if he doesn't die on this next push in on the wave, then Set having Ignite's going to, he's going to get super punished here if this continues going the way of Niet.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. It's like, you do. So what if he manages to get the kill? She's just going to TP back, and she's going to have an item advantage from that initial TP. Should be able to force him back out of the lane, and he's going to have to walk back. So, and then this right here is exactly why Shen is so devastating into an Illaoi.
Oh yeah, it's definitely hard to play. As you can see, both junglers 6 camped. However, it does seem like it's in favor of Udyr, right? Because now Udyr has winning top, winning bot, and winning mid, or winning top. So he has every lane is in the spot they want to be. Obviously, when I say winning bot lane, that means that Tristana is not getting an advantage, right? Against the Vayne, Tristana really
nice
wants...
jump up.
Yeah, it was a good try. I mean, I guess as long as they don't play super aggro here.
Yeah. Playing a little bit aggro right there, although it looks like Antunes is probably going to be looking for a hook right about there. Chose not to do it, though.
Yeah, it was exhaust for flash. I think you're playing a little bit too aggressive. I don't know why you're stepping up to the wave when the wave is clearly coming back into you. There's no reason to step up to that wave from Iron Tower, so just slight mistake. They could get punished, right? We'll see if not having that flash at level 6 is gonna cost him.
Yeah, and we've got Dragon coming up here in about 16 minutes. We see that Udyr's level 5. Now, Udyr should be able to solo the Drake pretty early, couldn't he? Like, theoretically, sneak it if he wanted to.
The only problem about this Drake, it is Cloud, which means it does the most damage. It is not as hard to do as Ocean, but for early game, it's definitely probably the second hardest Drake to do.
Just trading stuns.
Yeah, and this is the early TP coming in, right? So, like, Set has a longsword versus Syndra having an extra teal and a dark seal. So. Yep,
and they didn't even TP in, so they still have the TP advantage.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, all right, so with the Udyr kind of sneaking around here into the bot side jungle, it looks like we've got a bit of a backhanded gank right now.
This is actually really good. Oh, okay.
Flash Flay is just going to go a little bit wide, and that's going to be a nice knock up and jump out. Good disengage by STC.
Did he flash in the wrong direction?
I think he might have.
I think he flashed up and not down. Like, okay, it happens. You just that's a moment where you just take your hands off the keyboard, you take a sip of whatever you're drinking. Maybe I think for Antunes it'd probably be some sort of alcohol. Alcohol.
No, I'm sure it's water. There's no way he's drinking anything illicit off of screen. That's not what this is about.
Okay. well, then we'll just chalk that, flash in the wrong direction to just life.
He just had a little bit of a twitch on his wrist right there, just threw it in the wrong direction. Right here we have Truelock's getting exceptionally low. That is going to be first blood going over at the same time as the dragon falls. So that was pretty good trade, in all honesty, by Diana going for the Drake while they saw
really
up in the top
spicy.
lane. Yeah, this dive is exceptionally spicy. Look at that. Songo missing a lot of abilities, though, and that is going to be Antunes getting a nice pull back. We got a TP coming out as well. Antunes is going to take down Soloing. Gohan is taking really low, taking a couple of tower shots, means they are going to fall. Right now, we do have the Illaoi dropping the ultimate under tower. That is going to be a massive smash from those tentacles. That is going to be a double kill, but they are going to fall to tower as well as a triple kill goes over to the Syndra. So that, in the end, comes out for a TG victory.
Yeah, and understand that was a 4v5. Now it was under tower. It could be considered like a 9v5 because the tower is considered basically roughly about 4 champions in that situation. But Udyr did take Diana's entire top side, or at least her blue and her wolves, right? So actually the advantage is completely over the TG now. Yes, the early Drake went over to Siltern Chris. So, but early Drake or early Cloud, not as important in this game, especially when you have such a lead as a triple kill on Syndra.
Yeah, look at this. Wolf going for the Gromp, and he is going to be spotted out by the ward, clearing it out, getting himself a little bit of extra gold and XP. At the same time, Shen is just dropping wards all over the place, just getting as much vision as they can. We were talking about on the lounge how those first 2 Drakes in pro play are usually not prioritized as drastically because you can pick up that 2,000 or 3,000 gold lead. That's way more beneficial than those early Drakes because they won't really start coming online until about 20 minutes.
Yeah, and it all comes down to what your team comp wants to do, right? If you're an
a little
early
bit
game
wide.
team, and it seems like he is drinking a little bit, but it's fine.
Yeah. All right, there we go. We got Trulax trying to get some poke out, but Ariri is already here, ready to go in once they try to engage. So that Alawi is just not sitting in a good position, and they don't even realize it. So this is going to turn out really, really poorly.
There's going to be another bot dive here.
Yep, there comes the taunt, there comes the flash. Ariri going in hard, and that is going to be another kill as Shield of Valor picks up the kill. In the meantime, on the bot lane, we've got another dive going in on this bot tower. They have decided, look, we failed the first time, but we will not fail the second.
Yeah, I think that the top lane play, it is good. It feels good, right? As the Udyr and the Shen. The problem is that you're greeting way too much ganking top here. You need to be bot lane to help your bot lane out. You don't have any TPs. You should, as the Udyr, need to be bot side, just because you know that that's where Diana is going to be. So.
And unfortunately, this tower has gotten so tanky, they're barely able to get that last plate before the minions die.
Yeah, and
it
was a good play. And they're
doing the
one full tower.
Yeah, they're just chipping it. They're just kind of like hitting it with rock hammers at this point.
I mean, but they're taking so much time. Look at mid, right? Like
yeah, exactly. They do manage to pick up first tower before the mid turret's going to fall, though, so that is going to be to their advantage there. That's going to be Iron Tower going down as well as they jump in on top of him, so I'm Soling's going to pick themselves up a kill. They are going to start pressuring this jungle now. They're able to walk in, but look at that Rift Herald gets double charge. So that was really well done by Ariri, picking up that Rift Herald and dropping it in the mid lane. So that's going to be, honestly, I think pressure-wise, cracking that mid lane is going to be way more beneficial for Terracotta than for STC to crack this bottom one.
Yeah, the only problem now for TG is their ADC is half of a champion of Persona right now. It's going to take him a while of sitting in the side lane and farming for him to be relevant, which is why you see Thresh just completely leaving him. You need to get solo XP, you need to get solo gold, and just try to get as much gold value as possible, because your ADC is sitting 0-3 with 25 CS down. He's a 50% CS lead over to Gohan. So.
Although that does put him at risk if Wolf is able to suss out where the Vayne is. They could probably just burst him down pretty darn quickly. Yes,
this is very true. Yeah. The Diana is very squishy, especially into the team, and this was what I was going to talk about during the game. The entire game plan of our team comp, right, is to look for high value single target damage. You have the Syndra, you have the Udyr, you have the Thresh.
Good engage by Shielded Valor, getting a nice bit of damage. Just look at him shredding through that health bar on Trulax.
Yeah, that was a really good sidestep on Alawi Z. So that was a good job.
Yeah, Shielded Valor has got some great mechanics.
Yeah, he's definitely really solid, which is why he likes the Riven. As we see a dragon play.
We do.
This would be very interesting if Team Chris give this over.
It will be, and I have a feeling that they might.
Diana's blocking topside.
Yeah, like we already see that they've kind of, like, if they're aware of Terracotta being on that Drake, they're just basically ignoring it and going for this mid tower instead.
Yeah, the only problem is that you're not really going to be... That's an interesting ulti.
Yeah, just a little bit. I feel like that they thought they might be able to keep Shielded Valor engaged a little bit longer, but obviously he backed off. Now you have, unfortunately, STC kind of doing this thing where they're wandering around that topside jungle, not really looking like they have the plan. They do manage to catch out Oriru. Nice charm coming out. Wolfwolf, though, is under tower, taking a lot of damage. The Shen ulti is going to come out and keep him alive as I Am Soloing is going to go down. But look at that as the Haymaker comes through and gets the damage off, but he's going to fall, taking those tower shots to the face because they're still at a point where they do damage.
I mean, you're blowing set flash, set ignite, set ulti. Like, set ulti not as much because it's going to come back up before he's going to need it again. But you're blowing all of set summoners, and guess what? You just gave over another 600, 700 gold to Syndra, right? Like not like the Syndra is going to be a problem in this game.
Mm-hmm. So, as of right now, I feel like that Syndra is definitely the win condition that Terracotta have set up for themselves, just based off the way this gold is going. I mean, look at Trulax, unfortunately missing a lot of abilities. The Unleashed Power coming out doesn't really look like it did a lot, just kind of tickled them. But then again, it is an Alawi, so you're kind of expecting that anyway.
Yeah, and I think the flash is just in case the Syndra E comes back up. Maybe he doesn't play enough Syndra to know the exact cooldown.
Right.
But that, blowing this flash...
it means that they're going to be super vulnerable to this dive right here. We see Shielded Valor just kind of looking off to the side to help if necessary, but they don't need to, as Nietzschean is able to pick that up.
And I wouldn't even look at that death as something that is going to be super impactful, right? Like, yes, the Alawi is now 2 and 4. Syndra is going to be able to shove in this wave. Hopefully, it doesn't die to Diana and Set. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, that's what we were hoping for. Nice knockback, good stun, keeping Wolfo from being able to continue that engage. They aren't able to re-up the dash in because they missed the Q. So tell us a little bit about this mid laner, because they are a replacement for TN, right? Oh, never mind. We got a bit of a dive right here. Another disengage coming out from the Syndra. Good knockback from Scatter of the Weak, and that is going to mean that we have I Am Soloing going under tower yet again, taking multiple tower shots and going down. Shielded Valor jumping onto Wolfwolf. Multiple flashes popping, and that's going to be the Alawi ultimate getting a couple of extra tentacles, but there's not a large amount of them, and unfortunately that's going to be the Trulax Ghost going down, as we do see Shen falling as well. Alawi just kind of looping around back right now. We do see the Diana hitting the Crescent Strike, but not able to actually dive in on it. Songo getting really low. Looks like we've got a bit of a chase going on right now. Syndra looking for that pickup, dropping the balls, throwing them where they can, but they aren't able to find their target, and that is potentially going to be the disengage from SEAL Team Chris.
Yeah, and that was really well played from Alawi, but I think really poorly played from... Oh.
We have a re-up right there. Wolfwolf going in, getting the shutdown as they manage to pick up the Syndra. Antunes not able to flay them back quick enough, and so that is going to be a nice bit of gold going into their pocket.
Yeah, that is probably the worst champion on the side of SEAL Team Chris to go over that shutdown too. The Diana will be the biggest problem in this game. As you can see, she's already doing a shit ton of damage, and you're giving her another 700, 800 gold to her. So
yeah.
And that fight in top lane where they dove too far, right? They could have just played it really slow, played it kited. But for some reason, Antunes and Ariri were like, all right, no, we're going in, and they both flashed on top of an Alawi, right? That's the downfall. That's the problem. Hyping yourself up a little bit too much, which is, in my opinion, probably the biggest downfall of most of these teams. Getting overhyped, giving overzealous, and going too quickly. So.
I completely agree with you on that. It's kind of like an FOF staple, where it's just like everybody likes to fight, nobody likes to play the long con game, and so it leads to some really exciting matchups, but at the same time, some massive swings. I am soloing, trying to get in onto this Vayne, barely able to get the Showman Stopper off, but that means they're going to go down to the Silver Bolts, as they just can't get close enough.
And that, from the side of soloing, is one of the worst mistakes you can make right here, because again, what did I say? What did I say earlier? The Vayne is going to have to sit in a side lane and farm. What has she been doing? She's been sitting in the side lane and farming. She has kept that 25 to 30 CS gap consistent, right? Like it's at 27, and it's to a point now where she's been sitting in side lane and farming. Oh,
good hook by Antunes right there, as they actually go for. Yeah, I was saying I thought they were gonna go for the red buff, but instead they went straight for the Rakan.
And that is 20 seconds right before Dragon.
Ooh, right there, getting another hook onto Wolfwolf. No engage, though. Oriri could have theoretically taken that Lantern, and they could have started a big fight, but they didn't know where the rest of STC was, so probably smart they didn't. Right there, we do see Gohan jumping over the wall, getting a nice bit of damage onto Antunes with the bomb coming up. We do have the Shen ulti coming out. The box is there, keeping the re-engage from coming up. The Alawi ultimate is huge. It manages to hit multiple members of Terracotta, and the set is doing some work, but in the meantime, Vayne is on the back line, shooting off those Silver Bolts. They don't have the attack speed yet, but that's perfectly fine. As long as they get the 3 shots off, they're okay. They're able to get some kills right there. Iron Tower putting in the work. They dodge the Crescent Strike from Wolfwolf, but they're not able to dodge the dash as she dives right in onto them. Diana picking up that kill, getting exceptionally low, and there's another set going as Nietzschean on that Syndra, calling the weak.
Has flash ulti, so this is very, very scary.
It is. That is a lot that goes over to the side of Terracotta, but this is going to be the Drake going over to STC.
Yeah, it's just, again, it's just a little bit too fast. You're walking up to a choke point when you don't know, like, your team cannot exactly follow up perfectly. And this is going to be very sketchy. Oh, not right.
Just a little bit short.
Oh, here it goes.
Oh, there we go. The flash knock-up charm coming out from the Rakan. That's going to be another shutdown going over to Tristana now, so they're able to pick up some extra gold. And they're just going to do some pot shots on Oriri. Oriri trying to look for the re-up, the re-engage. He goes right on top of the blast cone, and the hook does not hit Songo. It hits Gohan, and Gohan's going to fall. So the shutdown's going to go over to Udyr. He's going to pick up some extra gold. And this is going to be 3 members of Terracotta looking for this dive. Songo dodging the thresh, though, so he's not having to worry about it too much. And that is going to be him walking away with his life.
Yeah, and even though that fight, went in the way of STC, they got Dragon. It was a 4-for-1 before the ADC died, so it was a 4-for-2. Or, yeah, 4. No. It was way more people died. It was a 4-for-3. Sorry, 4-for-5. It turned into a 5-for-5, but STC got Drake. That's what it was.
Yes.
And the biggest problem is, look who the gold went on in that fight, right? The Vayne is now basically equal in CS, and is gonna have 2 items before next Drake. And the question is, will Tristana have 3, right?
Right.
Will Tristana be able to get that, I'm guessing, Lord Dom's on, and be able to start shredding the Shen and the Udyr?
Yeah, like that's going to be the big thing. And I do like that we've seen a lot of work come out of Iron Tower in general. They've just done really, really well this season. And so it's been really nice seeing them on this vein. Their positioning has been really, really near, I don't want to say perfect because it hasn't been quite perfect. Good hook coming out right there. Look at that. It manages to catch right onto the set, so he's not able to do anything, but at the same time, Gohan picking up the extra damage. That is going to be mid tower falling as this Rift Herald goes down. So that's going to be the the inhibitor turret that's going to get pummeled.
Yeah, this is spicy. This is getting spicy from Still Team Chris. They're making good plays. They're forcing down mid. They're A-ramming, and they're not getting punished for it, right?
They are not, unfortunately. It looks like you have Syndra on the sideline trying to find a pick. They are managing to do a lot of damage to Songo, not able to take him down completely. That was a bit of a troll on the blast cone right there.
Yeah, Rakan just really wanted his teammates to, start dying, but,
Yeah, it's like, look, I'm about to die. I need you to shield me.
Yeah.
I've supported you this whole time. Now it's time for you to support me.
You need to block the drinks rocket. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So with this, Terracotta's kind of on the back foot at the moment. What is it that you want to see them do here in order to start bringing this back into their favor?
I think the play is, you press tab, you realize that your mid laner is up 40 CS. Your ADC is now neutralized in CS. Your top laner has a 20 CS lead. This next Drake, I would say this: if TG get next Drake and they win this next fight, the game's over. I think TG win, just because they have a better late game comp. However, if Steel Team Chris get the Drake and the fight's a more flip-flop, then, maybe TG go over to Baron. It depends, right? This next fight's going to be very important, which means getting vision over this next Drake is the most important thing that's going to happen in the next minute and a half, right? I don't know why Rakan's topside. I don't know why you're trying to clear vision topside. When Drake's up in a minute and a half, you need to clear those 3 ping cords that Terracotta have on the bot side of the river.
Exactly. Instead, he's going to go ahead, walk into the Shen and Udyr. He is going to dash out though and be fine.
Yeah, and again, like, both teams are playing topside when the Drake's going to be spawning in a minute and a half, and that's the most confusing thing for me. And this is definitely something that we'll review in our VODs, where
it looks like the entirety of the teams have now shifted up there to the top side. Look at that. We have the Showstopper coming out as he dives right in onto the Syndra, doing a lot of damage. Just look at that. The Ignite is out, and that is going to be him burning Syndra's life away.
Yeah, and that's something that comes with... is this going to happen? No.
Yeah, see, we got a little bit of a scuffle going on right here in the top lane. The hook is going to come out from Antunes as we have poor STC Gohan walking into 3 members of Terracotta, and the laugh track is going to come out from the Thresh. I'm soloing, going in hard onto this Iron Tower, but Iron Tower just has the health bar, so they're able to outlast him.
And if I just talk about real quick, for all the players that are watching, if you ever play against the set, the Syndra should realize there 100% that he cannot kill
Looks like Iron Tower is doing exactly what poor Gohan did. They do have the Shen ulti coming down and the rest of Terracotta to come support them, though, so it's not going to be quite as bad. However, they're walking into a choke point where an Alawi's just going to drop the ult. The tentacles come slamming down on their heads, but Iron Tower is going to go on a killing spree, getting the pot shots off. The damage is on the side of Terracotta Gaming as they just rip through the line of STC. Poor Trulax is the only one left, and they are going to fall to Syndra.
Yeah, and again, before I get interrupted by more fights, the Syndra, if you don't throw your ulti at the set, he won't have a big W, so he won't one-shot you, right? So if you just hold off your damage abilities, let him ult you under tower, realize that set's not going to kill you, and then you're good.
This
right?
is
So
spicy right here. We have the jump over the wall. They were ready for this. Or Riri goes in and gets the smite on the Drake, so they managed to pick it up. Nizian is getting exceptionally low, but or he's going to be able to walk away just fine. He's going to get the stun on I'm Soloing. He's going to get the double stun on I'm Soloing, as that is a nasty combination of the Udyr and Syndra.
That was really well played. I don't know why Tristana decided to sprint, but you know, life. I don't.
Yep. And they sprinted in kind of the wrong direction, failing to catch that Drake. Probably should have focused on trying to pick up the Syndra kill. Unfortunately, weren't able to do it. Songo stealing the crab from Riri right there. And he's like, come back here. I want revenge for my crab.
I'm mad.
That was mine, you jerk.
Yeah, I think from both sides, I do think this is a very messy game. Like, from TG's side, they are 10-2, right? And they have a new mid, and this is something that we got interrupted earlier. You asked about the mid from Tian getting swapped out. This mid laner, he seems like a mini Tian, right? He's not as mechanical as Tian, but he has the same style, has the same pool, to where he will get there. It'll take some time. He's a new player. He's new on the team, right? Tian had a month and a half on the team. But yeah, I think from what I've seen in scrims and yesterday's game and this game especially, he's smurfing. He's straight up playing. He's playing really well.
Yeah, he's doing really, really well. And it's nice that he has such a similar champ pool, because that means you basically just slot him in where TN was originally. So that's not going to change. It's just a matter of decision making and micromanagement. So that's always something you just take some time to get used to. I do like that we see a lot of play over around this Baron buff, because it is the next objective that's up for quite some time. So with the inhibitor respawning on the side of Terracotta, that means that the pressure is essentially going to neutralize for a little bit in this mid lane. So we're basically going to see hopefully something interesting happen. Now is when you want to see Songo running around in that topside jungle.
Yeah, Songo is just looking. He's the only form of engage they have. Obviously, there's subtlety, but like guaranteed engage, right? He's the only form of
he's
guaranteed
walking
engage.
right into a Thresh right there. Just look at that rock right into an Udyr as well. He's really tanky, but the Flay's going to pull him back, but he's just not going to go down.
Yeah, and these little health bar chunks, they aren't going to amount to a lot. Just a little bit of pressure, right? The Rakan now being 70% HP, he's gonna be scared, right? He's gonna be a little bit more terrified to, hop into a Syndra, because Syndra's just going to QE.
Oh, look at that stun right on the edge of the hitbox. The Unleashed Power is gonna chase them down as we force Tristana tries to jump away, but unfortunately Gohan is not able to escape. Good Shen ulti coming out, so we already see that this is coming down. Set has decided, you know what, it's fine. I'm gonna re-engage on this. He's gonna go down before he has a chance to get a face breaker off, though. The Alawi ultimate's gonna drop, but they're gonna have no health in order to be able to use it. So that is going to be almost all of STC getting taken down, and that is going to be probably inhibitor going down for Terracotta, if not a Nexus turret at the very least.
This could be game.
It could be.
It depends if SEAL Team Chris decide to sprint the next 20 seconds, but it could 100% just be over here.
It's all depending on exactly how we see this next set play out. We do have Gohan coming up in 3 seconds right there. They are going to choose the disengage option. Terracotta walking away.
I think this is a smart play.
That was definitely the smarter play.
I like this a lot. TG are doing what I told them to do, right? If you watch that fight back, it's 100% about playing slow, playing off of picks, right? Syndra gets the EQ onto Tristana and just completely annihilates Gohan with an ulti, right? The next part of the fight is all played basically perfectly, I would say. Like, you're playing zone control on the Alawi can't get in, the Set's trying to get in, but you CC lock him so he can't get his W off. The Alawi wasn't able to play that fight, right? If he got flayed, he got lantern, he got stunned. He can't play that fight because you're playing it slow, and they're trying to force Baron. They feel desperate.
They do feel really desperate. Forcing this Baron is probably the best call they have on their books. They are able to do a lot of damage very quickly to it. We've got double TPs coming down, so that means that we're going to be seeing a re-engage by Terracotta. They're not going to be able to get to the Baron in time. We've got the Flash Charm coming out onto Antu's, the knock-up coming onto Iron Tower as well. Set's jumping on top of them as well. He gets the Haymaker out, but it's not going to hit the true damage, so that's going to be the shutdown, though it's going down. Triple stun coming out from Syndra right there. We have the Alawi dropping the ultimate, able to pick up some extra kills. Gohan is in the back, just peppering Terracotta right now, and that was a huge turnaround for STC.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what that was. It felt like they felt like they needed to force because they didn't want to give up the Baron for free. But you completely can just give up the Baron for free and fight.
We have a base race on our hands right here. Or Riri trying to pressure the end while the rest of STC is trying to push for the end on their side.
This isn't gonna work.
I think it did enough. It forced 3 members of STC back, and Oriri is going to be able to get out and recall instead of having to worry about a death timer.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. He's pulling
He pulled a lot of aggro on that.
He's pulling a Twig 2G, Trick 2Gs there. They do give up the Drake.
Oh no, Gohan found Oriri, just jumped right on him. Shen ulti's gonna come out though.
Here.
Gohan is gonna be in a lot of trouble. That's gonna be Oriri falling. Is he able to take down the Shen though? That's the question. Well, with the Rakan, he might just be able to. We got a charm knockup. Look at that. Just by the pixel is Gohan still alive.
That I really don't know. I feel like if Shen taunted earlier and the Tristana can't auto, or like realistically the Tristana can't auto if Shen taunt into Udyr taunt into Shen W. Like I don't think Tristana gets to play that. I think that was just misplayed.
I think there was probably some little micro mismanagement. My guess is going to be it was on cooldowns on the side of Udyr. They may have tried to drop the stun a little early. Ooh, but we have I'm Soloing just getting themselves caught out. Once again, vision is going to be the death of you.
It's just a bunch of sprinting from what I've seen.
That's exactly what we're seeing right here. Wolf trying to get the engage, isn't able to do it. Stun's going to come out. We have the Zhonyas as well. Rakan looking for this engage. Double flash is coming out, and the hook is going to be just a little short for Antunes.
That is, man. It's literally just all right. Pick a number between 1 and 5. Are you number 2? All right, you're inting now. It's.
That's exactly. It's just like, okay, so whose turn is it to int? Is it our turn? No, STC. It's Terracotta's turn this time. Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. All memes aside, we've had a lot of just ints in the past. Solid 10. I didn't know Into the Trees was playing in this game. We're gonna need to calm down. Both teams need to focus around this Drake because if STC get it, it's gonna be incredibly hard for TG to defend potentially a Baron and a Ocean Soul push in the mid lane.
Yeah, I feel like the pressure is now on. I wonder because for STC, the pressure is not so much are we able to beat Terracotta? It's we've got to make them fight tooth and nail for this win. We want them to go into the tiebreaker against Rex because we want to make their playoffs as much of a hellscape as possible. Like that's got to be what's going through their heads, don't you think?
I am 100%. I think that they wanna look good, and even if SEAL Team Chris lose this game, let's just say they do. I think that they should be happy about their play. I think that they've done a lot. Obviously, there's been a couple of ints. I think that they're kind of taking it more like more careless play just because they're already out. I think they're playing well. They're trying hard. They're playing well. They're playing the champions they enjoy playing, and obviously a few minor things to be fixed, but nothing to the point of like we didn't play well this game.
Yeah, and in all honesty, if you think about just how much time played STC has, relatively speaking, to Terracotta, they have the shortest technical league presence just because they ended up coming into the middle of the season as an 0-16.
Yeah, I will say, this team of TG, as we see a bot lane play.
Ooh, this is going to be really interesting right here. We see Oriri and Set trying to jump in on this Alawi. Alawi, though, is going to pull out the soul of Udyr. We do see that this is going to be them dropping down. We've got the Iron Tower just peppering them with those silver bolts from the side lane. There was nowhere for Alawi to go.
The thing that you should look at is, yes, SEAL Team Chris came in the league in 6, right? So realistically, this team is actually 3-3. If you look at it, Shielded Valor actually came in when TG, I believe, were 4-2. So Shielded Valor came in as a top laner when they were 4-2. Oriri swapped from support to jungle, so Oriri's had minimum 2 months as a jungler. And Antunes came into the team when they were 4-2. And so they do actually have the same amount of time. Besides Iron Tower, he's the only person that has been consistent between these two teams throughout the entire league. So I think that's actually important to know.
That is a good thing to point out. I do like that there's a 5-man death ball right here that Oriri is about to walk right into. That is just so painful. You see both tanks just going down. There's nothing they can do, but look at the damage coming out from Syndra and Vayne. Those silver bolts are doing so much work. We've got the Zonias coming out from both sides. The Haymaker coming out, taking out multiple members of Terracotta. That was just so painful. Poor Syndra is the only one to walk away with their life.
Yeah, and that's game. That is completely game.
Oh man, it's you hate seeing it because you know that they're like, okay, they're gonna be coming for us, so let's ambush them. Oh, it hurts to watch. That's so well played by SEAL Team Chris, but at the same time, oh, there's so little that Terracotta could have done right there.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's kind of hard to walk into an entire team like that, and
do you think there's any way they could have even known that they were in there without? Oh,
I think it's obvious that they're doing something, right? Because they're not showing anywhere on the map. So, I don't know. It'll be something that we review. I think that the team just didn't take it seriously, in my opinion.
So it does look like Antunes disconnected there. I'm guessing it's because they believe the game is over. Yes. And this is just going to be the final push.
I imagine that he just believes the game is over.
Yeah. All right, with that, that is going to be SEAL Team Chris taking down the Terracotta Soldiers in a very difficult matchup. Terracotta doing a great job just putting up one hell of a fight. That means now that going up against Rex Regalis is actually a real possibility.
Yeah, I think that this is actually pretty interesting too, because I believe if CTG, oh no, they're 0-2. Never mind, I lied. So even if CTG lose, SEAL Team Chris doesn't get into playoffs, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's like with their record now being technically 3-4 or 4-3, 4 wins, 3 losses.
4-3, yeah.
4-3. My Listexia kicked in there for just a second. So unfortunately, we do like it is kind of that sucks that they weren't able to make the playoffs. But I do think that does set up some interesting scenarios for Terracotta going on to the future. So with the possibility of the Rex Regalis tiebreaker coming up. Do you guys have like a specific plan for going up against them? Or is that kind of like you're just going to wait and see how they perform today?
I don't think that how they perform today is going to matter. I think that they're going to do the same thing we did, where they try their best to win the game. I do think that today was a bit of just kind of over eagerness. I think just doing you're playing too fast when I told you not to. I do think that's probably the biggest thing taking away from these games. It's just identify your comp, make sure you're playing slow, and against Rex, it'll be the same thing, right? Just play your comp, and I think that they'll take that game way more seriously than they took this game. That's what I'll say.
Well, you know what? In all honesty, Projectiles, I'm sorry that unfortunately it was Terracotta that was the one who was defeated today, and STC came out with the win. But I really appreciated having you here on the Caster's Desk. It was a lot of fun. So thank you very much.
For sure, man. It was fun.
All right, folks. With that, we'll be taking a quick break. We'll be right back with an interview with our winning teams. So stick around.
Hello everyone, Chris Edgeworth here with our first interview tonight, and I am joined by I'm soloing the victorious mid laner from SEAL Team Chris. How are you feeling after taking down the top of the league in this final matchup?
I don't know. It just feels like a big team gap and mid gap, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, it feels good.
Yeah, it was just better mid wins. You know, it just happens.
Yeah, it is what it is. You know, down like I don't know, a couple, like maybe like down 100 farm.
Yeah, no,
But,
it's no big
yeah.
deal. You guys played like you were up farm, you know, in spirit. So let's talk about this game because it was spicy all the way through. Draft was interesting on both sides. I know Clayton is very partial to his Alawi, so he was able to pull that out. But also you ate the pentaban, as you were saying, and you decided to opt into the set, and you were going forward at all times in this game, it seemed. So talk to me a little bit about your thoughts on the draft, and then how it felt just going crazy in this game.
We were in like a semi-destroyed mental. We were still like happy to play, like the games, but we were really disappointed in how we played yesterday against CFG. So since we weren't making it to playoffs, we were just like, fuck it, just play whatever. So we just played to our comforts, and I was not expecting the pentaban on me, but I saw on Mobalytics that said was a S tier mid laner for some reason, so I was like, fuck it, I have nothing to do, just try it out. And yeah, it just ended up working for some reason.
Yeah, just never get a better time to just like first time something low key on stage. So hey, you popped
I never
off.
first time set. It's just that I didn't realize set was a good mid laner. Usually you just play on top.
Now you know, dude. Now you're just gonna eat more bans. You know, they're gonna have to
Yeah.
switch things up on their 5-ban special for you. So
if I play next season, then yeah, sure.
and let's talk. So this was certainly an explosive end of the season for SEAL Team Chris as they came in at the end of the first round robin. So what are your thoughts here at the end of the season and possibly looking forward to the future seasons?
I came into this season pretty midway. I had like maybe 3 weeks or 2 weeks left. It's been a lot of fun. I've been vibing with the team really well. I like how we're playing, but we did come in with the losing hand. We were 0-8 already. I mean, we were able to pull off a little bit of a miracle run, but at the end of the day, we just couldn't close out the deal when it really mattered. And I don't know my plans for next season. I know everybody in the league is always watching the games I'm in because that's just how it is. But I'm not sure whether I'll play next season. But if I join, then you guys should expect something great because next season, if I join, we're making it to playoffs 100%. Because as you can see, we beat TG, the #1 seed. Hopefully they were trying. So if we beat the top seed, then there shouldn't be really any other seed or any other team that could really beat us. But yeah, that's what I have to say.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much. I'm soloing for joining us. Congrats on the win today. And before we step away, any final thoughts, any shout-outs, or any banter you hadn't had an opportunity to get out yet?
I guess thanks for all the games since I joined in mid-season again. I like everybody here so far. And TG, you really tried the pentaban, but you can't really stop what I am. It is just a fat mid gap. But anyway, yeah, that's just. And Oriri, I know you're listening to this. You wish you picked me up as your mid laner. You wish. But anyway, yeah, that's it.
Just built different. It is what it is.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, congrats for the win today. Hopefully we'll see you in the future. And folks, we're going to take a short break, and then we'll be back with our next game tonight. So don't go anywhere.